but I feel like this week has been Operation Organization, and I'm not mad about it. Those are all bins I'm taking to school. There's also some on the floor. Yeah, that's a sloth. So now that I have somewhat more put together my cabinets, I want to show you the after, because I told you all week that I was going to. Good morning, YouTube. It is Monday morning, but the weather today is absolutely beautiful. I think right now it's in like the 60s. It's supposed to get into the high 70s, sunny, and it has not been sunny in so long. I swear every day last week it rained. My weekend overall was really good. I just had a nice relaxing weekend, which I feel like I needed very badly. It was so nice yesterday not to have to lesson plan, because my lesson planning is almost all done for the year and I just feel so good. I think my focus for this next week is going to be organizing stuff in my house, because my house has gotten really bad and a lot of you have been asking, like, when are you doing a townhouse tour? Whenever I get my life together and actually get my townhouse put together, because it's just gotten bad. I spent several hours yesterday going through stuff for my P.O. box and writing thank you notes, and that feels so good. So I'm gonna work on that throughout this week and try to get them all done. I also need to go through stuff in the basement. I still have stuff from when I taught second grade that is just sitting in boxes that I need to go through and either purge or reorganize somehow, because our landlord is coming in June to do like a walkthrough and he cannot see our place like this. So I am gonna go get some coffee this morning. Last week, Wednesday through Friday, I could not have any coffee because of getting my eyebrows done. You are not allowed to have caffeine for several days after, I guess just because of the way it like messes with your blood and it can affect the healing process. But I'm good to have caffeine again, so I'm gonna go get some coffee, get to school, and I'll catch up with you all there.
Hello, good morning, can I help you?
Good morning, can I get a medium iced vanilla latte, please?
Is that a medium iced vanilla latte?
Yes. Nope, that'll be it. Thank you. So I got 2 more beads to add to my ring for attending PTA events on Friday. I helped with the rock painting and then I helped run concessions at movie night. So I'm gonna add them to my ring and I'm getting really close to having it all the way filled. It is my planning time and I have to tell you all, I feel so stinking good right now because I spent time this morning getting my last science assignment graded. Well, okay, not last science assignment. I have one more grade that I have to input because I have to have 8 grades for science. Actually, it's 6 to 8. Right now I have 7, but I'd rather have 8. So I have one more science assignment to grade for the rest of the year. But when I said my last science assignment, I meant my last assignment from last week that I did not grade. So all of my grading is done. My planning is all done. And I have like, I don't know, 45 minutes left of my planning time right now. So I feel so good. I guess I'm just gonna go through and start kind of cleaning and purging and organizing in my room because I love to do that at the end of the year. So I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time on that, crank up some music, just have a nice like relaxing planning period. And then I'm gonna be able to leave on time today because I don't have any assignments today that are gonna be graded. So life is good. It is lunchtime and the day's been a little bit hectic and I kind of forgot that this was happening, but strings and band both have rehearsals today. So string rehearsal was this morning. It was during our cultural arts time, but I thought that they'd be done by the time cultural arts ended, but they weren't. They kind of ran over by like 5-10 minutes. So then it was hectic because some of my kids came in. My kids who were at strings left their stuff at their desk. So kids were coming in, they're like, there's stuff at my desk. I'm like, just put it on the back table. And then the strings kids were coming in like 5-10 minutes late, so I had to restart the whole lesson and it was just a little bit hectic. Plus this afternoon we have band rehearsal for the last hour of the day, which means I'm gonna lose like almost half my class for that band rehearsal. So it's okay, we will get through it, just gotta be flexible. We are doing social studies this week and today we're focusing on just how communication and transportation has changed over time. And I read my class this book, it's called The Little House. Super cute, but basically it starts off with this house that's like just out in the country. I'll hold it this way so you can see it. Over time, like they start building roads and there's cars and tractors, and then like industrialization starts, and at the end the house ends up getting moved back into the country. So it does have like a happy ending, but it really gave my students a good idea of like what happened over time, and they got to see those changes mostly in transportation and industrialization, not so much communication. But we started off the lesson by talking about cell phones and how they've changed over time, and I showed them pictures of like phones that are from way back in the day all the way up till current cell phones. So we've had a lot of good discussions, and that will be the lesson that I do when my students go to band this afternoon. So some students will miss it, but it's not a huge deal if they miss it. There's not any graded assignments, so it actually works out well that they're having these rehearsals today. I'm gonna finish up eating my lunch. We're gonna go outside for recess, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the day. I did work on kind of cleaning out that cabinet. I still have a ways to go, so I'm gonna wait and show you like when I'm all the way done, but I have a bunch of stuff under my desk that I'm gonna like take home, and I'm just trying to purge and get rid of stuff so that I don't have to do it at the beginning of the year. I know I said that I was gonna wait to show you my cabinet until I was completely done, but I lied. I'm gonna show you now. It is still a work in progress. I'm not completely done, but overall I feel a lot better about this cabinet because it had gotten to the point where I was literally just shoving stuff in there and it was driving me crazy. So let me just quickly go through. I have this cart of rainbow drawers. This will probably be something that I like get rid of over the summer or like the beginning of next school year because I honestly don't really utilize it that much. So I will probably get rid of this, although it does fit really nicely in that space. This is my memory box with all kinds of stuff from students that I hold on to. And then over here I have an extra tote bag if I ever need to carry stuff home, extra border. I actually hang mine from a clothing hanger, and it's just like right over top of this part because it has a hole in it. And then up here, these are all containers to hold task cards, which will be something that I prepare over the summer. Then up here, these are a bunch of like old containers. This blue one has a bunch of like dress up stuff because I do get into character a lot, so I have different ensembles to fit those characters. And then this is something for science. Those are like plastic containers. Those are cauldrons that I use around Halloween time. And then this is just a plastic container. This is like posters and stuff that are currently not up. And then this is like some prize stuff that I can give to my students. I need to find a way to organize that. These are extra containers. This is filled with mini erasers. That is my basketball trash can. Down here, these are all extra containers that I just hold on to in case I need them. And then this is all stuff that belongs to the school. So like document camera stuff, projector stuff, all that stuff that you have to hold on to that you don't really need is all down there. And I did want to show you this. As I was cleaning out that cabinet, I found this organizer, which I had bought over the summer. My original plan was I was going to do a classroom economy and I was going to use this to store all of the dollar bills, but I ended up not doing that. So I've had this container and I completely forgot I had even ordered it. What I do like is that this actually came black plastic, which I personally just really like because then I can have colorful labels. If you're interested in this, I will link it for you down below. So I was trying to figure out what I could use it for, and I decided to put it back here. It's not completely done, as you can tell. I only have some drawers filled, but I would put it back here along the vent, and this is going to have just small amounts of all of my math manipulatives. That way, if I have a small group back here at my table, instead of having them bring their own manipulatives, which they end up dropping all over the place, or going into my cabinet, I can actually just grab the manipulatives from right here. So basically this will be my back table small group manipulative. So it's easy for me to access, and it's right behind my caddy that has like dry erase boards and markers, dry erase erasers, all that stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep it there or not, but for now I think I'm gonna try it. Tomorrow I will spend a little bit more time putting some things in the drawers, and eventually I will get them labeled, but for now I think I like it back here. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's just a little bit after 4, but I don't have anything to do. My grading's all done. Things are pretty neat around here, and Billy and I do have to go run some errands and we need to go to the gym. So I'm gonna get out of here and I'll catch up with you all in the morning. Good morning, YouTube. I spent last night cleaning my studio. I still need, I think, one more day to get it fully done, but I made a lot of progress. I feel really, really good about it. And then Billy and I spent some time watching Netflix, and to me, like, that is the perfect night. Being able to come home, spend time around my house getting stuff done, watch some Netflix, go to bed. Like, I am all about that life. I did go to Target yesterday and got some containers that you can see there. I already have about 6 of those containers that I use to store just like extra stuff that I have, but I wanted 3 more because as I started cleaning out that closet, I have a bunch of like holiday decorations and I wanted to organize those all into one big container, because before I had it organized into 6 little containers and I feel like that just didn't make as much sense. So that's what I'm gonna work on during my planning time today, since I don't have actual planning. We do have our team planning this morning, and we have to figure out our schedule for today because we have a chorus and dance concert this afternoon. So it will be a little bit of a hectic day again, but that's all right. I am gonna go grab some coffee and then I will get to school and I'll catch up with you then.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Good morning, can I get a medium iced caramel latte, please? Yep, that'll be it. Thank you. So I totally have not vlogged since I came in the morning. It's just been one of those days where it's been a little bit hectic and I'm trying to get stuff done. We had a chorus concert this afternoon and a dance performance. So let me kind of quickly recap the day. During my planning time, again, I'm just like going through my room, purging stuff, moving stuff around. I don't know what it is about this time of year, but I just love like going through stuff. I love kind of changing stuff up. Things that have not been working for the whole year, like whether it was where I had it stored or what I had it stored in. This is the time of year where I like to start making changes so that I can figure out exactly what I want to do next year. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm still just moving little things around. I'm taking some containers home. As you can see, these are all going home with me. This is all stuff that I'm getting rid of, but I'm gonna hold on to it and do like an auction with my students at the end of the year. So that took up basically my whole planning time. Like I'm still just going through cabinets and moving stuff around. I promise I will show you like a finished product. I need to bring in some containers from home as well, so it's a work in progress, but we had 15-minute blocks in the morning and then we had homerooms in the afternoon. Because of the chorus concert and the dance performance that started at 2:15, we get in from recess at like 1:05, so we had about an hour with our homeroom. Plus like the chorus kids were going in and out, the dance kids were going in and out, so it's just a little bit hectic, but it is now the end of the day. I'm about ready to get out of here. I need to go to the gym and I need to go home, and I'm still just working on organizing stuff at home. I'm also working on writing thank you notes to people who have sent me stuff to my PO box, and I think I've written like, I don't know, 20 or 25 so far, so that is also a work in progress, but I'm getting it done little by little. For now, I'm gonna get out of here and I will catch up with you all in the morning. Good morning, YouTube. I feel like all I'm doing right now is like moving bins from my classroom to home and then bringing other bins from home back into my classroom. I have all of this stuff in my backseat. Those are all bins I'm taking to school. There's also some on the floor. Yeah, that's a sloth. But yesterday when I was going through my cabinets, I knew that I needed a couple more of those like STERILITE scrapbooking bins, so I brought 6 of those. I had to bring in my STEM bins, which are all ready to be used. I posted about those on Instagram the other day, but I did not get a chance to make labels last night. That was on my list, but I did not get to it. However, I did get a lot of organizing and stuff done around my house, so I'm excited. I was supposed to have a MIT meeting this morning. Don't even ask me what that stands for because I don't remember, but it got canceled, which is great. So now I have some extra time this morning because during my planning time, I do have to meet with my team teacher. So I'm gonna get myself to school. I'm gonna carry in all these bins. I am gonna get coffee, and I think I'm already regretting it because I have no idea how I'm gonna carry that inside with all of the bins, but I will make it work. I will figure it out.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can I get a medium iced vanilla latte, please?
Medium ice vanilla latte?
Yes. That'll be it. Thank you. I went to my mailbox this morning and there was this cute little jar in there. So this is for attending 5 to 10 PTA events or school sponsored events during the second half of the year. So there's some M&Ms, there's this little, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on what this thing is called. Well, whatever this thing is called, I cannot think of it. I know I'll have a million people commenting and telling me I'm just a little brain dead right now. There are some pencils, which these are really cute. And then I think, what is this? Some kind of a pencil topper that will go with all of my like little prizes that I have for my students. And someone brought brought in these little like snack packs and left them in the teacher's lounge. Super cute. So there's like a Danish, sun chips, and apple juice, and an apple. It is my lunchtime, and today is my day to stay in for recess, and hallelujah, it is finally not raining, so I actually get to stay inside by myself. I just went ahead and passed out an exit ticket that my students are gonna do for social studies when they come back in from recess. That way when they come in, they get started on it right away. I have an exit ticket, a check for understanding, same thing, that they did today in math. So I'm gonna try to grade that and get it put in during that time. And then I will stay after school for a little bit today to grade my block 2 math check for understanding, and then both of the social studies check for understandings. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my lunch. Today's been going pretty well. Like, my kids have been good considering it's the end of May. Like, they've actually been pretty focused. They've been very engaged in our conversations. We've been talking about industrialization and the pros and the cons. And we started talking about the environmental impacts of all of the fossil fuels and things. And like, they were really into it. We were talking about the ozone layer and global warming and all these things. And like, they were asking a lot of questions, which I just love to see them like actually engaged in the topic because it does affect their lives. So it is a good day. We're halfway through the week. I'm gonna eat my lunch, and I will catch up with you all at the end of the day. It is now the end of the day. I am feeling so good, my friends, because I got both the math and the social studies check for understandings for both blocks graded and put in the grade book. Obviously, my lesson plans are all done. I did meet with the other 4th grade math teacher today during my planning time, and we kind of mapped out the next 2 weeks. We're mostly going to be doing like hands-on, not quite problem-based learning, but they're going to be like projects that the students will apply their math knowledge to complete. So I'll share those with you in the next coming weeks. But I'm excited because it's not a whole lot of prep. We already have the things that we need. We are going to be doing an escape room, which will be pretty fun, at least I think. It won't be until not next week, but the following week. So I'll make sure I give you all the details when we actually do that. And that will require a little bit of prep, but the rest won't. So I just feel so good. Billy is on his way on the metro home from DC. He had an interview there today. So him and I are gonna meet at the gym, and then we are going to grab Panera for dinner because I have a gift card. And then I'm gonna go home. I'm working on organizing stuff in my basement. I'm still going through P.O. Box stuff. I think I'm up to like 40 thank you cards that I've written. So I'm slowly working through it all, so just be patient with me. I will get it to you eventually. I'm gonna try to stop by my P.O. Box on the way home, speaking of which, and I will catch up with you all in the morning. Good morning, YouTube. So last night I worked in my studio, and my studio is now perfect. All of the stuff is cleaned up. I've written like over 50 thank you cards. Why did I say like that? I have written over 50 thank you cards, and I just feel so, so good. Now, starting tonight, I do have a podcast interview tonight that I am doing, but then afterwards, I'm gonna focus on my basement because I do have a lot of stuff in my basement as well. And I'm just ready for my house to like be straight and orderly again. Oh, sorry, my watch. I'm just ready for my house to like be put together, and it has not been. And that's why I have not done the townhouse tour, but it's slowly getting there. I do feel really, really good, and I feel productive. Even though I'm not doing school stuff when I get home, I still feel like really productive. This morning, we do not have planning time because we don't have cultural arts on Thursday, but from 9:45 until like 10:45-ish, there is a band and strings concert that we're taking our students to. So that's exciting. I'm actually looking forward to like hearing my students play and see their progress from the year, so that's always fun. I'm gonna get coffee and I'm just gonna get to school, and I'm gonna have a good day, and then tomorrow is Friday.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Good morning, can I get a medium iced vanilla latte, please? That'll be it.
370.
Thank you. So here is my morning project. To go with the hands-on equations, we have this book of verbal problems. So it's basically word problems, and then the students set it up with the hands-on equation pieces. And if I'm saying hands-on equations and you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back to my last vlog. I explained it all there. I am typing up all of these problems, which I think there's like 85 of them or something, into a Google Slides presentation. That way I have them. I can still make copies of these and have my students like actually work them out, but I do want to have them in like a PowerPoint PowerPoint format so that I can project them in front of the class. And then that way, if I have a couple of extra minutes at the end of a class period, I can just pull these up and go through a couple of them with my students. Even on like whiteboards, if I don't have copies, I can just do it on whiteboard. So I'm gonna just sit here and type up as many of these as I can. It is lunchtime, so I got, how many? I got about 50 of those problems typed up, so that was good because that's over half, and I'm not sure when I'll get the other ones done. It's not a huge rush. I'm not even really gonna use them this year, but in case I wanna use them next year, I wanna have it done. So the band and strings concert, actually I have to say, I'm like super impressed. I think for elementary, our band and strings is like amazing. First of all, it's a ton of kids. After my band and string members went down, I had 10 kids left in my class out of like 30. So 2/3 of our kids roughly do band and strings, which is just great that they're that involved. And I will say my school is awesome about giving my students opportunities like within the arts, dance, drama, music. I mean, they have almost everything. So seeing them just perform and seeing all of their hard work pay off was awesome. I was really impressed with how they sounded, especially the band. They do like current songs. So they did like Harry Potter songs, and they did a song from the Avengers, and they just do like current things, which I think is really, really cool. But the band and strings concert ran over. It was supposed to go until like 10:35-ish, and we did not get back to our rooms until 11. And then a lot of our students had to change. So our block schedule changed just slightly. When we get back in from recess, instead of switching at 1:25, we're gonna switch at 1:45 to try to balance out the missed time. Now, I will say that my block 1 in math, it went absolutely amazing. We have not done social studies yet. We're gonna do that when we come back from recess, but they worked so hard. I had strings music playing on my phone, Vitamin String Quartet, check it out on Spotify, it's awesome. And they were working so hard, and like I'm just seeing them progress so much with these algebraic equations, which is so fun. And then I've introduced them to level 2, and they're learning that the white pawn is the opposite of the blue pawn. And so it represents if like X is 2, then star is -2, or if X is -5, then star is 5. So I had to kind of explain negative numbers to them, but they were so intrigued and like engaged with it and asking so many good questions. So I just love seeing them like really into the material, and I think it's a big confidence booster for them. Like they're in 4th grade and they're working with negative numbers. It's just, it's awesome. So I'm gonna enjoy my lunch, and then I'll catch up with you all at the end of the day. So I had to share this with you all because I did think it was pretty funny. We did an activity today where students looked at pictures, and they had to pick out the resources from the pictures and then identify a career that would go with those resources. So one of them, it was a bunch of pictures from like doctor offices, and instead of writing stethoscope, this student wrote down stethoscope. And I was just cracking up. They even drew a basketball because they spelt it like Steph Curry. I just thought that that was hilarious. It is 4 o'clock on the nose, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I don't have anything to do. I don't have grading to do. I'm all planned out for tomorrow. And tonight at 5:30, I am doing a podcast interview. So I need to get home and like kind of look through the questions that they're gonna be asking me so I have answers prepared. And then I will catch up with you all in the morning. Good morning, YouTube. Happy Friday, although it's probably not Friday when you're watching this, but oh well, happy Friday for me because it has been a long week, even though it's been a really good week, but I'm just at that point of the year where like I am tired and I'm very ready for summer to rest and recover. But for now, I'm not gonna be in that mode yet. Like I just want to try to get as much stuff done as possible. I did make up some labels last night, so I'll show those to you when I get to school, because what else am I gonna do in my spare time but make up labels? This weekend, since it is a 3-day weekend and we are off school on Monday, I'm gonna focus on cleaning out my basement because that needs it terribly, and like it's such a big project that I don't want to sit and just work on it for like half an hour. I need to sit and work on it like all day. So that is my plan, but for now I need to go get coffee and then get to school.
Good morning, how may I help you?
Good morning, can I get a medium iced vanilla latte, please?
Medium iced vanilla latte?
Yes. Yep. Thank you. So these are some of the labels I made last night. These are labels for some of my math manipulative bins. I moved things around, and like I used to have protractors and rulers together, but now they're in 2 separate bins. So I'm gonna tape those on this morning. And then these are also ones for a lot of my like iris scrapbooking bins, and then some of the STERILITE bins that I got recently just to hold some other things that I had. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach all of these. So now that I have somewhat more put together my cabinets, I want to show you the after, because I told you all week that I was going to. So in this cabinet, it's just a little bit better. This cabinet was pretty good. These were already here. These 3 bins up here are new. I just got the same bins that I had here. Up here, I had like a bin of crayons. I had a prize bin. I had all this like random stuff. So I just wanted to consolidate it into like the same containers as here so that it all looked uniform. So these are the Sterilite gasket containers, so they're like waterproof. I really like these. I want to say they were like $6 or $7 a piece, but I will link them for you down below from Amazon, so they could be a different price. I personally got mine from Target. So I added one for fall and winter holidays and spring holidays because I had all my holiday stuff in these like small containers separated by the holiday, and I just didn't like that, so now I just have it split into 2 big containers. And then these are all of my student prizes. They used to be in a wooden treasure box, but I didn't have enough room, so they were kind of scattered like all around my room. So now I consolidated them all into one bigger container. And then down here, this is all of my indoor recess stuff. And before, this part is exactly the same. This I got from Amazon. It holds 6 of the Iris scrapbooking containers, and I absolutely love it. I have them all labeled, so I have like Trouble games, Lincoln Logs, just assorted different games that they can play. Guess Who, recess Legos, because I do have other Legos that they cannot use for recess, and then Jenga blocks. And then I have this. It's actually a laundry basket that I got from, I think, Walmart. This has a bowling set and then a whole bunch of felt food and like a tablecloth that my students use to play restaurant. And then on this shelf, I just have more games that I could not fit down here. And prior to this, I only had this one container. No, I'm sorry. I had 2 containers. I had Battleship and I had Cards and Connect 4, but I was out of containers at the time. So the rest of these were just kind of all stacked up like outside of the containers, and I didn't like that as much. So I went home, I went through some of my stuff and I cleaned stuff out, so I got new containers. So I have this Engineering Ants game. I got it from Target on like clearance. I don't even know how to play it, but hopefully one of my students can figure it out. It's like a STEM based game though. And then I have these felt roads, which I got from the Target dollar spot, Look and Find books, and then other just like fun recess books like drawing books and things like that that my students can use. Then I have my math manipulative closet. I didn't change a whole lot in here, but I did just kind of move some things around, mostly down here at the bottom. Yes, that white basket drives me crazy. These black baskets came from Big Lots, and I previously used them in my 2nd grade class. I really need to go back and get another one, but they usually do not carry them until back to school time. So fingers crossed that they have them this year and I can go get more. And I totally forgot to make a label for this bin last night. So down at the bottom, I have this black like Sterilite tub that holds a whole bunch of like some of my bigger things. Like I have gallon jugs in there for measurement, things like that. And then I have this small one, which has some things that we use with symmetry. And prior, I had calculators down here, but I didn't really like that, so I moved them up here. This area still kind of bothers me only because it's like all different containers, but I know in the long run it really doesn't matter. And then these house all of my math manipulatives, so I have them all labeled. That way my students can put stuff away and get stuff out as they need it. So I did have to make a couple of new labels because when we got new math manipulatives in the spring and the winter time, I had to kind of move things around in the bins. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this cabinet. I like the overall look of it, and it is pretty easy to get stuff when I need it. So I'm waiting for my kids to come in. I think I have another like 20 minutes or so. So I'm gonna keep typing up some of those verbal problems that I started yesterday. I may be able to finish them all, but I feel like this week has been Operation Organization, and I'm not mad about it. Like I have just loved kind of going through and rethinking how I want to do things, because you would think by my 4th year of teaching I would have it all figured out, but I totally don't. And every year, like I just want things to run a little bit more smoothly. So I make little adjustments, things that I did not like how it worked, I'm going to change it. And I feel like the end of the year is just the perfect time to do that. So overall, I'm happy. I did prep some check for understandings that I'm going to give to my students today in math. So I will have to grade those like after school, but I'm not in a huge rush to get out of here. Like I've left early almost every day this week, so I don't mind staying a little bit to get grading done. I also will have some grading for social studies. So have a little bit of a grading party this afternoon, but it is a 3-day weekend, so I think it works out well. It is now lunchtime, but I just spent the first like 10 minutes of my lunch trying to figure out an argument between 2 of my students. So I'm gonna have to be very quick, but the morning's gone really well. I've gotten one of the social studies assignments that I gave my students. I already got it graded while I was showing them a video because it was super easy to grade. It was just like 4 multiple choice. So I feel good about that, but I'm frustrated right now because it's the end of the year and I have made so many seating charts over the year, and I feel like no matter what I do, I always end up finding an issue, especially when you have like 30 plus students. It's almost impossible to find a seating arrangement that works, and I do like to change it up, and usually that helps, like moving their seats pretty frequently. But I just have some students that like I cannot figure out what works best for them, and like I move them next to different students and like it just doesn't end up working out, and it's just frustrating because I want to find something that allows all of my students to do their best and to be the most focused and not be distracted by others, and like I just can't figure out what arrangement that works perfectly for them. But that's life, and all I can do is my best, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna enjoy my lunch and I will catch up with you all at the end of the day. It is now after school. I just spent about a half an hour finishing up my grading and putting it in the grade book, so I feel good about that. I have all of my math grades and I just need one more science grade and one more social studies grade. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting away all of the hands-on equation materials because we are done with that. Starting next week, we're gonna be doing some project-based activities for math. So I am gonna keep maybe like this bin of the hands-on equations out because I do have some students who are still kind of working on their packets, but the rest of it I'm gonna go ahead and put it away. I'm gonna see if I can get it all to fit in this bin. If I just take the bag like this and put it in, it ends up being too tall. So I think I'm gonna take all of these out because these will fit sideways, and then I will like hopefully condense all of the bags. I don't know, I'm gonna see if I can make it work. So cross your fingers for me. So this is totally how I spend a Friday after school. I had a student with this like eraser cube, but they had taken it all apart. So they just had the individual pieces, and my students didn't believe that I could put it back together. So I had her leave the pieces with me, and I just spent like, I don't know, 10 minutes and got it put together. And I emailed her mom a picture and I was like, here, show this to her. I got it put together. So it's like 5:30 and I'm gonna be honest with you all for a second. Actually, I'm always honest with you all. So I'm going to like rant for a second. I don't know why, but this afternoon was one of those times where like I was just not in a good mood. I had no patience, and like I kind of felt bad for my kids, but like any little thing was just like bugging me. So the afternoon was a little bit rough, but I feel better now because I spent some time in my room putting stuff away. I put away all those hands-on equation mats and I just cleaned up a little bit. I dusted, I got all my grading done, and for me like that's therapeutic, and now I just feel much better. So I'm ready to go start my weekend. If you enjoyed this vlog, please give the video a thumbs up because it really helps me out. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. As always, thank you for watching. I love you all so much. Don't forget to think positive, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video and for supporting my YouTube channel. If you want to check out any of my older videos, you can use the 2 links right down here. If you want to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos, you can use the link right up here. In the description box, you'll find links for my Teachers Pay Teachers store along with my PO address if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.